Good evening. Thank you much for joining. Thank you so much. Excuse me. I'm going to learn how to talk really quickly for joining us for the first ever weekend watch. I am Becky Phelps.
I'm meteorologist Thompson.
We are going to give you kind of an in-depth look on what you can expect over the weekend. You know, if you have any weekend plans, how weather might be impacting that. More of a breakdown than we get to give you in our regular newscasts.
Yeah, a little more extended, a little more in depth, and we'll take a look at both the conditions that you can expect for the weekend. We'll look at some of those weekend sort of highlights in terms of events and things going on around eastern Iowa, and we'll just sort of talk about it from the perspective of someone that wants to get out and about for the weekend, because the weather affects that.
A lot going on this weekend.
We are still in that portion of the season where we can do things outside.
I'm going to miss that.
It's going to wind down, but there will be other events that will be taking place inside, and other Christmas stuff and holiday stuff, Thanksgiving stuff. We got a lot coming up in the next couple of months. But you're right, this is like one of those last key weekends of the fall-ish season. Right?
Well, and it finally feels like fall. It took so long for it to actually feel like it was October. I went pumpkin picking earlier in the month, and it was like 75 or 80 degrees, and it did not feel great. You know, like you want to, maybe this is more of a me thing than a you thing, but you want to wear your like cute fall sweaters, and you want to do the cute fall fun things, and you have to not wear a sweater because it's 75 degrees.
Yeah, it certainly didn't fit the template, right? You expect a certain crispness perhaps to those events, or at least you have in the past, and so you want to do it again. You may have the opportunity this weekend, at least for something a little more like it, but there's a couple of asterisks on that.
Okay.
Let's talk about it, shall we?
Walk us through the asterisks there.
Well, to know where we're going, you got to know where we start. That was always a foundational principle of meteorology class back in college. This is back in the dark ages when I was in school.
Whoa, welcome to Meteorology 101.
Right, you gotta know your starting point. So this is where we're at tonight, and it's pretty quiet. We still have a pretty big area of high pressure that is sort of located over the eastern U.S., storm system down to our southwest, but it's that high that's keeping us pretty quiet. And so for now, we've got those clear skies and those lighter winds coming in from the north or northeast. But the progress of this has been toward warmer temperatures. We have seen those seasonal temperatures, although a little bit on the cool side of that edge over the past couple of days. But do note that the darkest blues, the purples, are off here toward the Great Lakes or even southeastern Canada, and they are moving away from us. They are taking the track off to the east. All of this cold air will be replaced by something a little bit warmer in the coming days. And so we are expecting temperatures to moderate at least a little bit, and that will give us, well, at least a little bit of a break from the coldest of the weather.
Oh, so I had thought, and maybe this is just me, when this week we kind of got into that chilly, windy, I thought this morning I thought about putting gloves on.
Sure.
And I thought, this is it. We're done. We did it. It's winter now.
Now, don't get too excited. If you're looking for really, really warm weather, that's not coming back this weekend.
Okay.
And really the warmest of the days is going to be tomorrow. So this opens up a philosophical question. What do you think the weekend is? Is it just Saturday, Sunday, or do you think Friday counts too?
I think after 5 p.m. on Friday, it's the weekend.
Okay. I think a lot of people will agree with you.
I think once you clock off work Friday evening, it's the weekend. It's, have a great time.
Yeah, there's a lot of strict weekend absolutionists, though.
Really? How do you feel about it?
I know I'm with Friday.
Okay.
Friday's definitely part of the weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sure I'm going to wait all the way till 5 o'clock. So I'm still here at work at 5 o'clock. So,
Friday's...
I would have to wait till 10:45 if I got to wait till I'm done with work and stuff.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Friday, 9 a.m., it's the weekend.
It's the weekend, folks. And Friday, this time of year, still brings...
football.
Friday Night Lights.
Yes.
As you know it. So we still have the possibility of football out there this weekend. It's the last week of the regular season.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Isn't that a little hard to believe?
Yeah.
And I think it's being driven by the weather. I think because it's been so warm, we haven't had that phase where it's been cool football weather just yet.
Oh my goodness.
And so it's kind of hard to believe.
Cool football weather.
Tomorrow's got it.
Tomorrow has it.
Yeah, look at these numbers.
Okay.
51 degrees for a kickoff, 48 degrees toward the end of the night. So we're not going to see as sharp of a drop in the evening as we have the past couple of nights. That's because clouds are going to build, and it's going to lead to what should be still a pretty pleasant evening, but certainly a cool one. So when Clear Creek Amana, for example, plays host to Oskaloosa in our Friday Night Lights KCRG 9.2 game of the week, it will be fairly chilly. Now, Pinpoint Futurecast shows that not much else will be happening. 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, we're talking partly to mostly clear skies still, but later in the evening, more clouds end up in more places. And so those will help to keep us from falling as far. That with a little bit of that southerly wind, you can see there on your screen that you've got those pink and red arrows indicating that southerly flow coming in from the southeast. That will help to keep us a little bit on the warmer side. So that will be two factors that's going to play a bit of a role as we look ahead toward tomorrow night. So your weekend, if you think it starts on Friday, starting off pretty decent.
That is really nice football weather. Just like a layer or two, having a jacket on, I think that is perfect. And I can't imagine it's very fun for the players to be in too warm of weather either. That seems like not a good time for anybody.
I'd imagine. Never played football.
Yeah, no, me neither, for the record.
Shocking to everyone that I didn't play football. Becky didn't play football. Barely competed in touch football generally. So, I could imagine that the layers, in that case, aren't great in the heat. Now, you can obviously still want them when it gets colder, and you may need them this weekend as we get into the meat of the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, the real full weekend days. It's going to be moderate, I'm going to say. Like, remember, I'm saying we're moving away from those coldest temperatures, but we're not going to see a surge of warmth. We're not going to see that big push into what has been over the past few weeks, 60s, 70s, 80s, even close to 90, not that long ago, right? Just like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Well, we lost that.
That's crazy.
So we're going to step through each day of the Saturday-Sunday time frame here with a little more detail, starting off with Saturday. So an overall picture, high of 55, cloudy skies. You'll keep the gray skies for most of the day. They are going to be the most likely outcome for the day.
Cloudy skies is huge. Because 55 and sunny is much different than 55 and cloudy.
It really is. We felt that this week during the day, is that sunshine still very strong. Even in the middle of winter, it's not as strong as it is, when you get in summer.
It makes a difference.
Makes a huge difference in terms
Maybe
of how it feels.
Maybe just even morally, too. You feel warmer. I don't know.
Morally.
Something about 55 and sunny is perfect. 55 and cloudy makes me think I need an extra jacket.
Immoral to have a cloudy and 55
Emotionally, perhaps I meant.
Yeah, I think that's what you meant. Morally is a bit of a bold stand, but who am I to question your beliefs?
Starting off strong here on the Weekend Watch.
As we go through the day, the clouds will act to keep our temperatures from moving that much. Remember how we said we wouldn't fall as much on Friday night? The opposite is true during the day. You don't warm up as much. Sun is obviously blocked by those clouds, and so not as much of that energy makes it to heat up the ground and heat up our air. So that is something to look out for on Saturday. We're also watching, although it's not currently in our forecast as a likelihood or even a slight possibility, but we're keeping an eye on the extreme slight chance that a few showers could work in. So here's Pinpoint Futurecast starting at midnight on Saturday. We're still seeing those clouds build, and by the time most folks wake up for Saturday morning, many of us will be seeing mostly cloudy skies at best. We may be seeing totally overcast gray skies, and we're not going to break out of that as we go through the day. You can see those clouds continue to build as we get closer to lunch. So that's that cap, or that sort of cover on us warming up that much. We're not going to see that sun to help us.
Okay, so are these rains what AJ might call a nuisance rain?
He might. It depends on whether it takes place or not. Now, this is one particular outcome. Do note that as I move the camera here on Pinpoint Futurecast a little bit, it's thanks to this area of low pressure that's off to our southwest. And it's going to be centered right around Oklahoma. So we're pretty far from it, but you see that a little bit of moisture tries to make it into Illinois and Iowa, points right around here. And we may see that do so. And as we go forward in time, you see that it continues to rotate through. Now, most of the moisture is going to stay down to our south. We are expecting the most likely outcome on Saturday to be dry because the precipitation will be down here, and the forcing, the thing that causes that precipitation to take place is going to stay down there. Now, as we go later into Saturday night, we could start to see some of that area shift farther north into the state. So it really is on the razor's edge there in terms of how close those showers are going to get. Right now, we do think, the first alert storm team, we discussed it this afternoon, we do think that it's going to stay dry for Saturday.
Okay, so that is good news for any Saturday events, which there are quite a few.
There are, and one of them that you may be attending is football again.
More football.
'Tis the season, and our local teams, we've got 2 games in the state that are home games for the major colleges. Of course, we've got a handful of smaller colleges that will be playing games as well. Temperatures for the tailgate in Iowa City leading up to that mid-afternoon game, 50s. Again, gray skies, a little bit of a breeze, but not as strong as the past couple of days, so that is a nice thing too. Overall forecast for kickoffs around, you and I playing on the road, they're in Carbondale, so they're a little bit warmer.
Wait, remind me where Carbondale is?
Southern Illinois. So
thank you.
They're playing Southern Illinois University down in the southern portion of the state, pretty far down in Illinois. It's not a short drive from Cedar Falls, that's for sure. But they will be visiting.
It'll be a fun bus ride.
Visiting the Salukis, which is a dog, kind of dog.
Learning a lot here today. The
Write that one down.
Salukis in Carbondale?
Correct.
Carbondale. All right.
Lovely city.
Go you and I.
Yeah, exactly. The Hawks, of course, playing host to Minnesota.
I know
Big
who that
game
is.
for the Battle of Floyd of Rosedale. 2:30 kickoff, a nice kickoff, and it should be decent conditions. Same story over in Ames, Iowa State, hosting, I believe, the undefeated BYU Cougars, and so that will be a big matchup, potential for Iowa State to pick up a big win after a couple of losses. Weather there, again, not a huge factor. Wind's a little bit stronger in Ames, though. You see southeast about 10 to 20, so that could be a part of the story there.
Could give some of those kicks some extra fuel, maybe.
Could, or work against you,
Or work
too.
against
Just
them.
depends, right?
We'll have to see.
The other thing that we're keeping an eye on for Saturday, the Halloween parade here in Cedar Rapids.
This is so exciting. This is one of the best parades that I really, really historically have enjoyed. The Halloween parade in Cedar Rapids.
Okay.
It is so cool to see all of the floats that come through. People get really, really creative with this. They go all out. So
Yeah.
this is it. The theme is Creep Show Carnival this year.
Sure, seems like it.
Okay.
And we are starting off at 6:30. There will be dozens of entrants. I understand about 4 dozen so far.
Wow.
Floats involved. So yeah, that's
Great
a
turnout.
pretty substantial Halloween parade. Starts Newbo to Czech Village route. That's like kind of the alternate parade route in Cedar Rapids, not the downtown one that you see for like the St. Patrick's parade, right? This is kind of the shorter one, and you can line Czech Village and Newbo, and there's plenty of places to still watch it. We will be streaming it live here, the same place you're watching us right now, 6:30, and then KCRG 9.2 will re-air the parade at 9:30 later that night. They've got some live programming on already during the parade, but you have that opportunity to catch it again on our traditional TV channels as well. Should be a decent night. Again, assuming those showers hold off. That would be the only, again, wrinkle potentially. Right now, our forecast is cloudy and about 52 degrees.
This is emceed by our very own Joe Winters and Rebecca Vaughn, who will be having surprise mystery costumes. Even I am not privy to what the costume theme is.
They've been talking in code
They
for the
have.
past couple of
They
weeks.
have been really, really invested, and we are expecting something pretty impressive. So if you want to check it out.
There was makeup. All I know,
Is there?
I saw that there was
That's more than I
shopping
know.
for makeup going on at one point. So there will
That's
be.
good. I didn't get Joe to wear makeup last year. I got a beard. We did Captain Hook and Tinkerbell last year.
Okay, well, you didn't need it then.
Yeah, that's true. This is going to be good.
So we'll
I'm
see.
excited to see it.
We'll see. I also have no specific information. I didn't want to know. I would rather be surprised.
When you walk in the Halloween parade, do you ever dress up?
You are assuming I've ever walked in the
Have
Halloween
you
parade.
ever? I know you do the other parades.
No, I do the other ones more often. Halloween, okay, now we're going to get into it. Halloween is not it's not really my holiday.
Oh, I love Halloween.
That sounds right.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I really, it's so much fun to dress up.
Yeah.
Former theater major.
Yeah.
Really, it's so much fun. And again, these floats are incredible. Last year the theme was aliens. We saw so many inflatables, so many built. The lighting on a lot of these floats was really impressive.
Okay.
So it should be a pretty good show.
Yeah, not bad at all. So that is Saturday.
Yes.
Let's take a look at Sunday, okay? For the last day of the weekend, wrapping things up. Doesn't look as nice. It does appear that the chance for a few showers increases a little bit, and so we're going to see the potential for wet weather for the end of the weekend. Not necessarily expecting a complete and total wet day, but the chance of it appearing during your day is a little bit higher. Otherwise, it will stay cloudy, so we're not going to see tons of breaks in the clouds. There's the possibility of a few here or there, so this all results in temperatures generally staying cool, but do notice the number for Sunday a little bit higher than Saturday. As the storm system gets a little bit closer, it's going to pull in some of that warmer air gradually keep that southeast wind going. And so eventually we do see some of that move in. So let's pick things back up. Pinpoint Futurecast, midnight Sunday morning. We're still very, very cloudy, but notice that more of the green by the time you wake up could be moving into our southern zone in particular, and then slowly meandering its way northward as we get later in the day. So if you're doing stuff outdoors this weekend, if you want to do some of the yard work, leaves are starting to drop. I don't know if you've seen.
Goodness. My parents' house is
covered.
Yeah,
so if you're headed over to help mom, dad,
I gotta get over there and do some manual labor.
The conditions on Saturday will be better than Sunday. The only reason we highlight that as a fair weather day is that for that very slim chance of a shower with wet weather potential on Sunday, it's really not the day to plan to do the raking. If you can pick between the two, I would pick Saturday. Of course, if you can pick between the 3 weekend days, I would pick Friday. Friday looks like it should be perfect.
Saturday with any of those winds, you might have a slight bit of trouble keeping the leaves in a pile.
Depending on how your yard's oriented, it could be a good thing. Could be end up blowing them toward the direction that you want them to go.
That's true.
Or perhaps into the neighbor's yard.
Take advantage of the winds. Harness the winds. If you're going to jump in the pile, of course, doesn't matter. Just rake them up as fast as you can and go for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Corey, thank you so much for giving us a bit of an in-depth look at this weekend ahead. Again, so many events going on. Make sure to join TV9's Joe Winters and Rebecca Vaughn for the Halloween parade at 6:30 on Saturday. And we will have another one of these weekend watches next Thursday at 6:30. You can join us right here on KCRG. Till then, have a great evening.